Hey, what's up, traders? It's Chris here from Grindstone Trading. I've finally got a better understanding of how to use this video software here, so I managed to do a 3-screen capture here to show you guys everything that I'm looking at while I'm trading here, to give you guys an idea of how I'm finding these trades, what I'm seeing in them, and how quickly I'm moving from just sort of scanners to chart, and then to alerting them in the group and what exactly I'm looking for. Firstly, basically the focus of this video is going to be the scanners here that I'm using to find things. This is all just stuff that I've set up through Interactive Brokers. There are definitely other paid scanners that you can use, but I'm finding that the tools within Interactive Brokers are more than advanced enough for me to do everything that I want to do. And I know I've done a couple of these videos so far, and it always seems like I've got something different up on this screen, but this is my fairly standard daily format that I'm looking at here in terms of what I want to trade here. First scanner, it's just a positive scanner. What's in the positives? What's running? I'm only showing the top 30 by volume here, and I sort it by different things. Right now I'm sorting it by price disparity from target analyst prices here, but sometimes I'll sort it by volume just to get right at the top. Like if I go like this and go sort by volume descending, then it'll show me that Sundial is our top traded stock of the day with 361 shares being traded every minute versus a 1.56 billion float. Vaccinex is just running away here. And so we've got a whole bunch of different things happening in this scanner here. Ultimately, I mean, as you guys know, like my motto is we don't chase things, not in this channel. So, I mean, really what I'm doing with this is I'm looking for what's running to see if I can spot patterns for what else might be running. So in this one, I'm looking for things like, well, today, most of what I'm seeing on the top volume scanner is pharma, which of course doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean pharma is hot or anything like that because, like, what is it, 60 or 70% of the stocks under 20 bucks are pharma. So it's not really an industry that can get hot. It can get cold, let me tell you that, but it doesn't really heat up. So I'm not going to go looking around through thousands of pharma stocks because you can't find adjacents there. But sometimes I'll see things like the other day I shouted out to the group, everybody take a good hard look at DOGZ because PETZ is running away on the day here, and DOGZ, which usually runs with it, has done nothing. And sure enough, we bought DOGZ, and it was up 80% or 100% for us in the morning off of a very low risk buy that I caught literally just by looking at the positives scanner here. Nothing else on there that's really jumping out at me. WATT, this could be interesting. We could basically set up an industry scanner for that, and I've got that in a separate window still here. So it's basically just windows all over the place. So for example, I could go to my hot industry scanner, and then I could look exactly what watt is in. Industrial, electrical, components and equipment. And we could go like this. We could actually just jump in here. And we could go universe. Industrial. Electronic components and equipment. We could even get into their category, but I want to see kind of the whole sector and industry here. So we're just going to go done. NASDAQ, Amex, New York Stock Exchange stocks. Next, and we're just going to go done. And then boom, it's going to bring me my my hot stuff in that industry. So we can see the Watt is running really well. Blink is making a bit of a comeback here. PPSI is also doing well, but nothing that's just crazy running away here on us. So I'm not seeing any adjacents that I'm very excited about chasing here. But that's essentially how that's done and how I would do that. So again, windows all over the place, but if I see a hot industry that I like, that's essentially the way that I'll do it from there. Middle scanner here. This is my dip scanner. This one is only showing me stuff that is in the negatives at present. Basically, and then it's sorting it by, right now it's sorting it by price disparity from analyst target prices. So you can see that we've got a lot of very, very good stocks with very bullish analysts that are dipping today. And I can just click on any one of them, and in my next screen, it's I know it's super small at the bottom here, but you can see that it's bringing it up as the chart. I can actually see it looking for support levels and stuff like that. CFRX, DRRX. I know we're playing this one, and I think we're losing about 7 cents a share on it currently here. But it's basically riding the 20 SMA. I know this is super small and you probably can't see it, but it is in fact riding the 20 SMA for the last couple of weeks here. So it's looking fairly good for us as a mover here, and we're also playing the options on it. So, but that's essentially how this works. And to set any of these charts up, all you're doing is you're literally just setting up the advanced market scanner. Using settings similar to this. I want to see things that are less than 20 bucks. And then I have the change percentage up. So the other chart that we're doing would be more than 0. This one is less than 0 so that I can get a good view of the market. I'm ignoring ARCA and I'm ignoring OTC for the purposes of this scanner. More often than not, I'll have different scanners for stuff like that. I've got a SPOC scanner, I've got an OTC scanner, but these are the ones that I stare at the most. So while the day is young here and the stocks are actually moving, I just wanted to show you guys exactly what I'm looking at most of the day when I'm looking for plays. It's these three: positives, negatives, either sorted by volume or price disparity. ADTX, there's another one with a 14 million float. That the minute I see a float like that, all of a sudden I am interested. So I can see here that it's basically riding its 20 SMA. So this is something that I'm likely going to call out to the group here on this dip here. ADTX, very bullish analysts. I can see that very easily just from this chart. All the information that I typically use for trading is built right into these scanners. Volume isn't fantastic, but people look like they're stepping in to pick up this 20 SMA dip. So this is something I'm going to research a little bit further, possibly call out to the group. So then we've got our 50 SMA scanner here. And what this one is, this is a very fancy scanner. I love it. What this does is it only shows me stocks that are trading within a set percentage of their 50 SMA. So right now I've got it set to show me only stocks trading within 5% of their SMA. You can narrow it down and get to a really tight margin, so it only shows you stuff that are trading within 2 or 3%. The way that that's done here, we'll just blow this up. Price versus EMA 50 in the range of -5 to +5. And then same thing, always less than 20. I just don't want to be watching things that are more than 20. If something comes to my attention, a really good opportunity that's more than 20, fantastic. But for the most part, my bread and butter comes from under 20, low floats is basically what I'm looking for. So that's essentially what I'm doing for. As usual, this one is a top volume rate scanner, so it's showing us the top volume ones, only the top 30 I've got it set to do. Oh, I messed that up. I gotta reduce that, get it back to its normal size. And so we can see that HEPA, which we're already playing, is doing still within that 5%, but trending upwards now as we're playing a 50 SMA bounce on that one. Nothing else super interesting on here. GGB, it's got good bullish analysts, but I'm not sure if that maybe is a typo. You see that every once in a while in IBKR. It's like, wow, this thing is 4,000% undervalued, but then you research it a bit further into tip ranks and it turns out to be a typo. APTO, which we're also playing the 50 SMA break on. This one is looking very, very good. Analysts are very, very bullish. So that's essentially how I set this scanner up, the 50 SMA scanner. So I'm looking at things sort of three ways. We're looking at runners or potential runners, looking at very heavily bought stocks if that can continue. We're looking at stuff that maybe isn't necessarily oversold, but it's in the negatives and people are buying that dip. I want to see that too. And then we're looking at 50 SMA, which is sort of the magic number that I tend to focus on in terms of where I'm looking for bounces on stocks. I'm always looking for 50 SMA bounces. As I find them, alert them to the group. So that's essentially how this works, and this is essentially what I'm looking at all day long. Is anytime I see something on one of these that I like, I click it. I've got another screen that brings up the chart. Then I can actually chart it out and see where we're at. If we're on a nice dip buy opportunity, or if it's just running away and buying it would ultimately be chasing. I can get the latest news on the stock and figure out if it's dipping because of something horrible that's happened, or if it's just sort of a natural consolidation pullback, all that sort of stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please keep reaching out to me with any questions. I never ever mind making a quick 5-10 minute video to explain something for you guys in really good detail here. Yeah, enjoy the weekend, guys. We're at Friday here, so have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you all next week.